What is up, everybody? This is your boy Is Nefarious here, and I am here for another edition of your favorite series, Here We Go. It is week 9, it is past the trade deadline, and we got a lot to talk about. So without further ado, let's jump into it and see what we're doing. Alright, so here we are in our franchise, and we made a few moves. We made at least 3 or 4 moves, besides the Dwayne Haskins one you already know about. The Bradley Roby one, I think I announced already. But let's jump into the depth chart, and I'm going to show you exactly what's different on this team. Right, so here we are looking at the depth chart, and as you can see, it's the same thing. First couple of positions, Najee Harris, we got Big Ben as our starter, Jalen Samuels playing fullback. Chase Claypool is our number 1, and if you notice, our buddy Juju Smith-Schuster is no longer with us. We don't have him anywhere to be found. Right now we're running Chase Claypool, then Colin Johnson, and Deontay Johnson as our third, with James Washington and Ray McLeod. You could also see at the tight end position, we do not have Eric Ebron anymore. So just touching on Eric Ebron and Juju Smith-Schuster, Juju headed over to the Las Vegas Raiders for a draft pick and a player. We'll get to the player in a second. It's on the defensive side of the ball, but we sent him to the Raiders. I want you to guess what we got right now, but we'll tell you in a minute. But you know, it was a good trade. We're not planning on signing Juju Smith-Schuster, and we got some defensive help, young defensive help on the defensive side. So I like the trade. When it came to Ebron, it was just a draft pick. We just got a 4th round pick for him. We're not re-signing him. We gave him to a team that might be able to use him. Right now, we're happy with what we got. We want to get Pat Fairmouth more options. We want him to develop a little bit for us, so he's going to be the guy. But on offense, that's about it. So everybody else is pretty much the same on this offense. Nobody's really changed. Same offensive line. We didn't make any trades for offensive linemen. We didn't want to give up draft stock for offensive linemen, especially with where we are now as a team. It doesn't look like we're going to make the playoffs. So we're building for the future. That's why why we sold off pieces. But taking a look at the defensive side, as you can see, we got Tyson Alualu at the left end. We got Stephon Tuitt back from injury reserve. This is like a trade in itself. We got 90 overall Stephon Tuitt, a great block shed at 94, great power move, great play recognition. He is huge for the team. He's going to be huge for the team to have back in that defensive lineup. And then we still have Cameron Hayward in the middle for that inside stuff. We got TJ Watt. We didn't move TJ Watt. We have him still. So that's good. Middle linebackers, we moved Joe Schobert back to the middle, and Devin Bush is our number 1. Does that mean we moved Melvin Ingram back to that right outside linebacker spot? We did not, because we moved Melvin Ingram as well. We got a draft pick, a 3rd round draft pick for Melvin Ingram, and now we're running with Alex Highsmith as our right outside linebacker. So we were able to sell off a lot of older pieces, besides Juju, a lot of older pieces for draft picks. So Melvin Ingram's gone. Alex Highsmith will be the starter on that side. Hopefully he could develop a little bit more. He is a star, and he's 24 years old, so he's got plenty of room to develop. Hopefully him starting and getting some sacks helps him develop a little bit more. Cornerbacks, we got Bradley Roby. Number 2, Damon Arnett Jr. We brought in Damon Arnett from the Las Vegas Raiders, and you question why bringing Damon Arnett. 1, he's 24. He's a star. He's a little bit on the slower side, but he's a star, and he could definitely grow on that defensive side of the ball. Bradley Roby's not our long-term answer. He is a 2-year rental because we have him next year already signed. He's not a long-term answer. Arnett is more so, instead of us drafting somebody, he's more closer to a long-term answer because he's got that star development. Great storyline with the Raiders and the Pittsburgh Steelers. A very realistic trade. We traded Juju Smith-Schuster, who has been a problem in the locker room for the Pittsburgh Steelers, over to the Las Vegas Raiders, who wanted to get rid of Damon Arnett Jr., who's been a problem in their locker room. So both guys get a fresh start, but we were able to get a draft pick on top of that. We ended up getting a 5th round draft pick added into that, so we got rid of Juju. Got Damon Arnett, and we got a draft pick out of it. And Damon Arnett is still on his rookie deal, so I think we got him for 3 more seasons. So it's a huge trade for us, I think. Free safety, we still have Minka. Terrell Edmonds is back at the strong safety spot. He was injured. He is back. He's back ready to play for us, so that's huge for us. We might move somebody else out there as the number 2 because Carl Joseph at 86 speed, it's just tough to have him there. I'm trying to think of somebody we might move to that strong safety. It's got to be somebody with pretty good pursuit and being able to tackle. Carl Joseph obviously has it. Minka has it. We got Witherspoon. Arnett seems to be pretty good at it. We got Trey Norwood, who seems to be pretty good at it. I think we're going to go Witherspoon. Let's put Witherspoon as that number 2. He's got the height. He's got the zone coverage as well. He's got 74 zone coverage. You want high zone coverage because if you don't know in the game, the higher the zone coverage separates what zones they play more effectively. The lower, the shorter zone coverage you're able to play, like the flats, the curl hooks, the curl flats, stuff like that. You want high zone coverage for the deep thirds and stuff like that. So that's what I heard. So I hope I'm right. But we're gonna move him to the number 2 because we're gonna put Terrell Edmonds in that sub linebacker spot. But we're pumped. We got a cleaner locker room when it comes to the wide receiver position. Not a lot of names. We got where we want to go moving forward. On defense, we improved a little bit as far as guys to build with in Damon Arnett. We moved Melvin Ingram, opening up the door for Alex Highsmith to get more playing time and get more development. So I'm really happy with the trades we made, and we got some draft capital as well. Just take a look. We'll take a look at the draft capital we got real quick so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so here we are with our draft capital. We got a first, we got a second, we got a third, we got a fourth, we got a fifth, we got a sixth, and we got 2 sevenths. So if you didn't know before, I don't think we had a third. No, actually, we traded the third. We didn't. I don't think we had a fourth or a fifth. We had a sixth and 2 sevenths. So we didn't even have a sixth. I think it went 1, 2, 3, and then all the way to 7 because we got the 6 from the trade for Dwayne Haskins, and we didn't trade anybody else for draft picks. Like we didn't give up a draft pick for anybody else. So I think we went from 1, 2, 3, then down to 6. So we were able to fill out those middle rounds with a fourth and a fifth. We did get rid of a third for Bradley Roby, but that's because we got him for 2 years. I think he's a good corner to have for 2 years. So that's kind of why we did that. Now let's take a look at the Bears who we're playing, and let's see what we have to deal with. All right, taking a look at the Bears, it's pretty much what you expect. Justin Fields, Philip Lindsay was traded from the Houston Texans over to the Chicago Bears. Definitely a back he would favor a little bit more. Has the speed. He is a outside zone type of user in LQ Noble, so it definitely fits. He moves David Montgomery to that fullback position. Brandon Cooks adds a speedy threat. I mean, he's not as fast as he once was, but he is still fast. The offensive line looks pretty solid. He's got that center at really low, so maybe Cameron Hayward can take advantage. The right side is a little weak, so hopefully we can take advantage with our left side of the defensive line. He's got Akeem Hicks. He's got Ifedi Adenigbo. I don't know. Me trying to pronounce that was just ugly. But he's got him. The defensive line is a little weaker on the weaker side. We should be able to run the ball, but we've said that about everybody, and we're still not able to run the ball. He did get rid of for Philip Lindsay and Brandon Cooks. You're gonna notice the middle linebacker spot. Where is Roquan Smith? Well, he traded Roquan Smith for Philip Lindsay and Brandon Cooks. So that's why you don't see Roquan Smith there. He also gave away a second-round pick with that. So definitely not a great trade on his part. He's got Danny Trevathan. He doesn't have speed, but I guess he's got him there for his run fits. Doesn't really have good block shed either. So he's not going to be good on the line. Maybe off the line he's got decent pursuit and stuff like that. But I don't think he'll be great on the line as far as breaking blocks and stuff like that. Corners, very weak on corners. Doesn't have a lot of speed as well. Maybe we could get Chase Claypool over the top. It's got a very good safety in Eddie Jackson, but he is slower. And Jalen Watkins to finish it out. On offense, we want to key in. We want to key in on Brandon Cooks, because I don't think we'll be able. I think we'll be able to contain Philip Lindsay with our front without really worrying about it too much. Want to key on Brandon Cooks. Make sure you can't beat us in the post and deep routes. And then on defense, we want to make sure that we're not throwing where Eddie Jackson, as far as over the middle where Eddie Jackson is. Actually, the player to watch, I'm a total oversight. We didn't even talk about Khalil Mack. Double Khalil Mack. Run away from Khalil Mack. I think he's got no outsiders on that side, so stay away from Khalil Mack all in all, and I think we'll be all right on the offensive side. So let's go over the weekly strategy and see what we're doing. So here we are with the defensive game plan. As I said, we're not going to really worry about Philip Lindsay. We're not going to worry about Philip Lindsay, but we are going to worry about the contained QB. We're going to worry about the QB scramble. We don't want him to hurt us with Justin Fields. So QB scramble, maybe we include a spy in there and stuff like that, but we don't want him to hurt us with Justin Fields. As far as the practice intensity, we're probably going to go half pads, all starters, because we haven't got a win yet, so we need a win. So we're going to go half pads, all starters. We'll move on to the offensive game plan. Offensively, it's going to be run inside, keep the ball to the ground, and then take what the defense gives us. He runs a lot of zone coverage, some man coverage as well. Let's see if we can get the full report. He runs cover 3 on first and long in most of the cases. Runs cover 2 man. So cover 2 man, we see cover 2 man on first and long. We're running the ball. Against the light box, we are running the ball. Situation second and long, cover 2, zone blitz, cover 3 a lot. Third and long, he's going cover 6 man blitz, so he's gonna send pressure on third and long, and then he'll use that cover 6 as well. So that's good to know. Speaking of, let's go over to the full report for the offense real quick. Likes to run screens, inside zone, stick, outside zone. Likes to run on first down, it looks, in short passes. Read option on second and long, flood, inside zone. And then it doesn't really have anything for the third and long. Third and short, though, he likes to run and read option. So that's good to know. On the offensive side, definitely want to do half pads. We are going to do split on the HB, but we are going to do starters everywhere else. Starters for the wide receivers as well. Starters everywhere besides running back, because we want to make sure Najee Harris stays healthy, and we're going to focus train him. Last game, we had a player of the game on offense and a player game on defense. Trying to remember who it was. I think on offense we had Chase Claypool as the player of the game. On defense is a little tougher. I'm trying to remember who exactly. Can't remember who was the player of the game on defense. It might have been Devin Bush. In all honesty, might have been Devin Bush, because I think he had a forced fumble. He was all over the place. You know what? We're just gonna give it to Devin Bush for this week. If we messed up, oh well. But we're just gonna give it to Devin Bush now. Let's go ahead and get the training done with. Hopefully everybody stays healthy. That's the main goal. Healthy. And right away, broken finger for Cameron Hayward. Cameron Hayward being out is huge. There goes our inside stuff. Getting Stephon Tuitt's nice, but losing Cameron Hayward is tough. And we didn't even check the offense. So let's go check our injury report and see who's injured. So, he's out for 2 weeks too. So we lose him for 2 weeks, not just 1, 2 weeks with a broken finger. That is tough. That's really tough. Definitely changes up the game plan a little bit. We don't have the inside stuff anymore. Definitely something that could mess with the game plan. Damon Arnett, first time coming over. He's get some skill points. We could upgrade his man-to-man. Get him upgraded. He's got number 19. I don't know why. We're going to change that before the game. But he's got number 19. Terrell Edmonds is getting some upgrades as well. Give him some run support. Terrell Edmonds has been great this season before he got injured, so hopefully he could pick up where he left off. Now let's take a look at the players ready to negotiate. I want to see if we can get TJ Watt. We got to sign TJ Watt. If he doesn't accept, we are just going to franchise him. We don't care. We're franchising him. We need him to sign. We'll give him 155 for 6 years. We'll give more than asking. So he didn't like the bonus. He wants a little more bonus. All right, he wants a little more bonus now. But we got another shot to try to re-sign him, so that's good. Joe Hayden, we're not worried about. We're not re-signing. Trey Turner is not interested. If based on the last video, you would have saw that. Witherspoon, not worried about re-signing. Russell Okung, maybe. He might get hit hard in regression though. Nobody else we're really key on resigning at the moment. Maybe Gilbert. Maybe we bring on Gilbert for a longer deal, but he's not really being used. So, yeah, I think that's it. We're not going to try to re-sign anybody else. It's mainly TJ Watt at this point. Everybody else could wait until the end of the season. But that's going to do it for the pregame. Now let's get over to the game and see how we do. So here we are taking on the Chicago Bears here in week 10. This is a little further ahead, so I'm not sure. We're already in the red zone. We started off with a good drive, good down into the red zone. You're going to see Najee Harris punching it in for us. We're up 7-0, and we got full momentum. We're going to hit Deontay Johnson on the end around. He runs into his own defender, and he's able to still get in the end zone, right into his own blocker there. Then a massive mistake by Justin Fields, as Devin Bush is going to take this all the way to the house to make it 21-0. The winless Pittsburgh Steelers are up big and up by a lot right now, but Justin Fields is going to do his best to make an effort to come back. He's going to hit Matthews over the top. I believe that's Jordan Matthews, the tight end. So it's now 21-7, but then Najee Harris is going to hurdle a defender that fell on the ground and punch it in the end zone, making it 28-7. And then we're going to get another pick, a pick by Carl Joseph this time over the middle. He's going to take it all the way inside into the end zone, making it 35-7 now. This is a game that the Pittsburgh Steelers are just running away with. Less than 30 seconds to go here in the second half. The first half, second quarter, he's going to take it out of the end zone questionably, and he's going to get his stick fumbled, and we're going to pick it up, and we're going to be able to take it into the end zone. So that's another defensive touchdown, or a team touchdown, as we go up 45-7 right before half. And then to start second half, we're able to punch it into the end zone, making it 52-7. That was Kellen Ballage. And then he's going to find Brandon Cooks in the back of the end zone, making it 52-14. But it's pretty much over at this point. There's no reason to keep playing at this point. 52-14. The Pittsburgh Steelers are up. We're going to get our first win of the season. There's no way the Chicago Bears are able to come back from this. And then he's going to hit Phillip Lindsay over the middle. They're doing their best job to come back from this, as Phillip Lindsay is going to take it all the way into the end zone, making it 55-21. But I think that's going to be it. He's going to drop back. He's going to try to go deep here. Does he get his wide receiver? He does. Brashad Perriman, the third wide receiver on the depth chart, gets the touchdown there, making it 55-28. And that's pretty much the final. And we get our first win of the season. All right, everybody. So here we are for the post game after a huge victory. Finally get the monkey off my back. We finally get the win. It was weighing tough on me. Now let's take a look at the stats. We're going to pick one performer on the offense and one performer on the defense for play of the game. It was mostly the defense today. Najee Harris had 51 carries, 2 touchdowns, but we had a lot of short field to deal with. This one's a tough one. We could give it to Najee for 2 touchdowns, but Big Ben will give the player of the game. 12 for 12, 174 yards, and 1 touchdown, no interceptions. So he did what he needed to do. He didn't turn the ball over. He, played safe, handed the ball off to Najee, and it worked out for the game plan. As far as the defensive side, there's a few people we could give it to. I know we had a few interceptions. Bradley Roby had 2. We had a sack there, a tackle for loss. I think we had a forced fumble as well. Buddy Johnson with the forced fumble. Somebody ended up taking that into the house. We got a pick 6 from Devin Bush and Carl Joseph. So it honestly could go to anybody. I'm going to go ahead and give it to Devin Bush. Devin Bush is our player of the game. He had a tackle for loss. He had 5 tackles. He had the interception for a touchdown. I know Bradley Roby had 2 interceptions. He could have got it as well. But we're going to give it to Devin Bush because I feel like, that defensive score was huge for our team. So Devin Bush is going to get that. Right now, let's go see the Come On Neff play of the game and break that down. All right, so here's the Come On Neff play of the game. This is a user error, so this is why I'm choosing it. It's on defense. I think so far all plays have been on defense, but this is definitely a user error type of play. He's gonna go ahead and snap it. This is when the game was still not necessarily close, but not terrible. He's gonna go ahead and snap it, and he's gonna get his tight end. I'm usering number 34 there, Terrell Edmonds. I'm usering him, and as you can see, I kind of get caught flat-footed here, looking in the backfield after the run. And as I go to bail out, he's got to step on me, and he's going to hit his tight end for a touchdown here. And that's just a user error and being caught flat-footed instead of bailing out, knowing that my deep zone is wide open. So definitely the Come On Neff play of the game. Not many of those this game, luckily, compared to the others, but that's going to be the Come On Neff play of the game. Now let's get over to the post game and see what else we got in the main menu. So, unfortunately, we didn't get anything but the goals for staff points, it looks like. So for this weekly goals, we wanted 150 rushing yards. We had less than that. We didn't get the full 3, but we did get 1 point for that. We had 1 interception, so we got 3 points for that. And we also sacked the QB once. We came close to getting another sack. That would have been 1 point. And then we didn't allow a sack, luckily, for the game. So we got 4 points on that. So now we're up to 31 staff points. Definitely not enough for what we're trying to do. We are close to more staff points here in the legacy goals. I can't really scroll down. But 2,000 team passing yards, 3,000 team passing yards, you get 5. 4,000 team passing yards, you get 10. And then 5,000, you get 25. So we got some staff points. So we got to figure out what we're going to use it on. But I don't know exactly what I want to spend this on right now. So maybe that's something we tackle next week. Next week we get the Detroit Lions playing very well right now. If we want a chance, I don't think we have a chance for the playoffs, but if we want a chance, we have to win out. But that's going to do it for us today. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you next time.